In this short video, we're going to talk about the connected notes feature, adding notes, editing notes, as well as linking files to notes in Connected. For this example, we're going to open up a customer order. I'm going to use the find last and bring up the last order in the system. To add a note to an order, an invoice, or any transaction in Connected, you simply click on the notes icon, click add, and type your note. You can add as many notes as you need to in Connected. Simply click add, and the date, the time, and the user are listed with the notes. Once you've added a note, the icon in the window changes. So there's writing on the icon and the text of the icon becomes bolded. Notes can be added to any posted or completed transaction as well. For example, you could go to an entry in the general journal that's posted. Click the notes and add a new note. Notes are internal and connected. They can't be viewed by anybody. They can't be seen when you print an entry or report. The only time that a note is visible is when you go to that screen that the note is specifically linked to and view it. Notes can also be password protected, so certain users of the system can view notes in certain screens, while others may not be granted access to do so. One of the really neat things about our notes feature in Connected is that we're able to link files. If you'd like to link files to notes, you have to enable it in our company setup screen. So I'm going to do this. I go to the company setup, general setup, I click on the options tab, and I click allow files to be attached to notes. At this point, I have to designate a folder. This is typically a folder that's on your server that has access for all users. It should be read-write accessible, and this is where the files are stored. For this example, I'm going to pick a file on my local computer just to demonstrate how the file linking works. I'm going to click the button. I'm going to select the file on my desktop called Linked Files and choose. Now that I've done that, the notes will change. So the notes screen will have a different option, and that option is to link files. So for example, if I go back to the same order that I was looking at before, I can click on the notes and I can add a new note. I'll call this customer purchase order. Now you can add a file two ways in Connected. You can click the plus sign to locate the file, or you can just drag a file on top. For the first file I'm going to add, I'll click the plus sign and I'll add the purchase order. I'll click save. Once I click save, the purchase order is copied from, in this case, my desktop to the designated folder, which is called linked files. Once that's completed, I can open up this note anytime and click on the hyperlink and access the file, as well as can any other user of the system. So to demonstrate the second way to add a file, I will click notes again, and I'll just add a graphic file. Because the files are kept separately from the actual database, Connected allows you to add as many files of any type, of any size that you want to any note in the system. They won't tax the system because they're kept in a separate folder. If you need to relink a folder because you've changed a map, drive, or directory, you simply go to the settings, change the folder location, and all the hyperlinks will be active. So in this case, rather than clicking the plus sign, I'm going to drag the file to here, and I have a graphic file. I'm going to hit save. Once I've done that, I can access this at any time. So for example, if I click on notes, I could see the purchase order there. I click on this and it opens the file. To see what the notes directory looks like, I can open this and take a look at what the attachments, as we call it, look like. And to do this, I can see that I've got several notes. So it just starts to create a directory and organizes the files that you've attached. So in this case, we have sales orders, sales order number 5052, and I have two files that are linked to this sales order. We'll keep this folder open, and we're going to do one last demonstration, and we're going to go to a purchase. So a purchase is a bill from a vendor, and in this case, we're going to attach what might be the vendor's invoice. Maybe you want to keep a digital copy versus a printed copy. So we're simply going to go to the notes screen. We're going to click add. We'll say copy of vendor invoice 50098. We'll drag the file. We'll hit save. And as soon as we do that, we now have a new folder here for PJ, which is purchase journal, the purchase journal reference number, and there's the file. And that's how the connected notes work, as well as the connected notes with attachments.